And we are back, and we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that it helps us out a ton. And of course, it helps you because it helps us. Now, y'all, if you are like me, and I'm keeping up with politics in order to keep you all, my people, to keep you informed. So if you're like me and you're keeping up with politics, then you know that the Democratic Party, as of right now, is having a severe identity crisis. There is no leader. They're looking at AOC. They really don't have anybody else besides AOC. But fear not, Democrats, because as unpalatable as many people may find AOC to be, there is another person waiting in the wings, and her name is Jasmine Crockett. She's just there. She's waiting there. She's proffering herself up to be the savior of the Democratic Party. And she at first she was a little bit coy about saying so, but now she's coming right out and saying it, and she's saying she wants to take on Donald Trump. And she even has the support, as we will see in this video. She even has the support of some unfavorable people in the Democratic Party, y'all. So it's just all around an interesting situation. So what we're going to do is take a look at an interview where Jasmine Crockett is saying she wants to be a leader in the party. She's coming right out and saying it. She's saying she wants to investigate Trump. She wants to go after Trump as a leader in the House of Representatives. Let's take a look at that clip. But before we do, y'all, make sure you take care of your money. I'm not going to make this a long one, y'all. Go to Paralegold, PARALEGOLD.com, or call 844-651-8334, 844-651-8334. If you have $50,000 to $100,000 or more in your retirement, protected from inflation, protected from monetary debasement, you're about to retire. Make sure your money's still there and it's still worth something by investing at least some of it in gold. Talk to our partners at Augusta Precious Metals. Go click the link now, get the free information, and protect your precious retirement.
If the Democrats take over after the midterms next year, the House and or Senate, do you think they're going to push for investigations into Trump's family and the whole crypto acquisitions that he is getting?
Well, Alex, I'm glad you asked.
Here we go.
Listen, so long as we end up taking the House, which I fully anticipate that we will do, and we are going to work hard to obviously help our Senate colleagues as well, then as someone who serves on the Oversight Committee and hopes to lead the Oversight Committee, I can guarantee you that we will do what we are supposed to do as constitutionally sworn members of the House, which means that we will conduct oversight. That means that we will investigate. We will look at whether or not this president himself has violated the Emoluments Clause as it relates to, say, such things as getting a $400 million plane from the Qataris. We also will make sure that we're looking into all these business deals that they have going on. I mean, think about it this way, Alex. They were going after Hunter because he sat on a board. Think about how much money they are raking in, whether we're talking about the next golf resort that they're setting up in Qatar, or whether we're talking about them leveling Gaza, as they've talked about how it would be great beachfront property, whether we're talking about this crypto scam, the scam that people didn't even want to walk into and show their faces. Let me tell you, there is no shortage of things for us to dig into and determine whether or not there have been not only violations of the law, but definitely violations of our Constitution as a whole.
Did you make a little news here? Didn't you say you hope to lead that committee?
I absolutely do. Unfortunately, we are going to lay our dear colleague, Jerry Conley, to rest here on Tuesday. And there will have to be an election to determine who is going to lead the Oversight Committee. And ultimately, I am hoping and praying that my colleagues see that I can provide what we need as a team to make sure that we can move forward and instill some confidence in the American people by knowing that they have a real fighter who will not back down, even in the face of all the threats that I will have waged at me, because Lord knows I get death threats every single day. But at the end of the day, I truly believe that God will never leave my side. And so I will fight fearlessly and ferociously for the American people.
So as you can see, she made no bones about it. She is a pick me girl, as they might say right now. She's offering herself up for your election, if you will. And she has the support of a one David Hogg. We have covered him before on this channel. You see, Hogg is he's a young firebrand, if I can use that term, in the Democratic Party. And he's taking on the establishment. He's kicking, well, you know what he's kicking. And he's taking names. And he's also about to get kicked out of his leadership position because people don't like his style. So what we're going to do is take a look at him expressing his support for Jasmine Crockett as a fighter and a leader. Now, this was on the Breakfast Club. I am using this under fair use, but we'll play the video in a way where hopefully we don't get hit. Anyway, let's take a look at what David Hogg had to say about your girl,
Jasmine Crockett.
Jasmine Crockett, I love her. She is amazing.
Yeah.
I think that people want to see somebody who fights and calls out the bullshit, ultimately. I think that's what Jasmine does, and we need a hell of a lot more people that are out there that are willing to do just that and call people out on their BS and not say, oh my God, Republicans are going to criticize me for saying this. Screw that. They're going to criticize you no matter what. And I think Jasmine is frankly the type of leader that we're really looking to support in some senses, right? Somebody who is out there that frankly doesn't give a damn what the other side, at least the elected Republicans in Congress say what they believe in. And at least, you know, even if you don't agree with her, you know what she stands for.
Yeah.
Because she makes it very clear.
Now, there I alluded to the fact that people in the Democratic Party are trying to kick Hogg out, okay? And you might say, well, why would they want to kick this nice gentleman out? He seems to be a clean-cut, well-spoken young firebrand. He seems to have the moxie and the gumption that the Democratic Party may need right now. Why would they want to kick this nice young man out? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what he did to ruffle the feathers of the Democratic leadership and party insiders.
Well, DNC Vice Chair David Hogg has sparked quite a bit of infighting within the party he's supposed to be leading. And now he may even lose his job. The DNC just voted to nullify his election to vice chair because it violated gender diversity rules. Now, that has to go to the broader DNC, but the smaller committee indeed voted that way. Now, those rules aren't unusual. The RNC has similar guidelines. But could Democrats have moved on that election challenge because of comments like this?
While there are some effective people in our party, there certainly are some who are failing to meet the moment. And no, it's time for them not to seek re-election, whether that's because they're too old, for example, or if that's because they just aren't able to meet it. We can't simply just hide, as Carville repeatedly promotes, not to mention the fact that, frankly, he has not won an election since before I was born. I think it's time for some new voices in our party. What I think happened last election is younger men, they would rather vote for somebody who, even if they don't completely agree with, they don't feel judged by. Young people should be able to focus on what young people should be focused on, which is how to get laid and how to go and have fun.
Well, Hogg claims that the party is out to get him after those remarks, but that did not sit well with fellow co-chair Malcolm Kenyatta.
We really need to change what we're doing in the way that we're approaching voters. And yet, we have spent now weeks talking about one person, not about what the party needs to do, but talking about one person. And now, as this new thing has happened, the press is rushing to take David's word for it, that this is yet another way that people are trying to get him. David knows that this challenge was submitted weeks before David ever announced what he was doing with Leaders We Deserve.
Peace and harmony at the DNC as David Hogg clapped back at his co-chair.
And the belief now is that this is a useful opportunity that unfortunately has caught up Vice Chair Kenyatta as well in it to use a simple majority in order to essentially vote me out instead of the two-thirds or the two-thirds requirement that they would have to officially remove me as an officer, because the consensus prior to this was that this was not going to move forward, but they believe, many of the members that I have talked to, that it is moving forward as a convenient way to remove me effectively with a simple majority.
So y'all, here you have your new leadership, y'all. You have your David Hoggs, your young firebrands, your feather rufflers. And also you have your Jasmine Crockett, who's also quite a feather ruffler in her own right. Now, I think a lot of people who watch this, I don't know, I really don't even know what y'all's political party is. I think I have a lot of independents watching, but I know that we have a lot of people who are maybe unhappy with a lot of the things that happened under the previous administration. I think that's fair to say. So I'd like to know what y'all think. Do you think Jasmine Crockett is going to be the person to lead the Democratic Party out of the funk that it's in into some kind of reasonable state where they might be able to win elections, where they might be able to help contribute to the positive direction of the country? Is she the type of person that you would want to get behind and or even underneath and lift up above you and say, yes, this is the person that I want to lead me and mine to a better life? Or do you think that Jasmine Crockett just is not that type of person? Let me know in the comments, y'all. Please drop a comment down below, but before you do, please stop, hit that share button, share this video out over email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all of your favorite social mediums. If you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. Also, don't forget, if you have a retirement, if you still want to have your retirement around, if you want it to last until you retire, consider gold, y'all. Just today, Trump talked about tariffs. They were on, they were off. The stock market's up, it's down, it's all around. What more do you need to see, people? Okay, go to Paralegal, PARALEGOLD.com, or call 844-651-8334. Talk to my people at Augusta Precious Metals. They will help you secure your retirement with the 5,000 year strong gold that's been with mankind all this time. Thank y'all for watching. Love y'all, and we'll see you back in the next one.